Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I'm Sanyukta Saxena and we are exploring this new tangle called Mystical. We are already down 2 tiles and today is the third session on the same tangle, and we are going to be exploring a little more of this tangle. Try using it in different ways in combination with different tangles. Yes, so today again I intend to use Mystical a little differently. So what I'm going to do is start like this, like a wavy line. Yes, if you can see it, it's like this. And I'm going to pen it. I'm using my Micron pen and I'm going to run over this line. So if you can identify, this is one part of the Tangle Mystical. Yes, and then what do? We complete the tangle in this way. Yes, and then I'm going to rotate and do the same exercise on the other side. Like this. Yes, simple. Again, you can add further auras if you feel like. Let's do that first on one side and then we can do it on the other side also, whichever way you like it. Auras, do it the way and do as many as you wish to. Right, now I'm going to be doing the same exercise like this also. So how do we start? Again, I'm going to start like this and then continue like this. Yes, or you can do it the other way around also. I'm not thinking much here. However, this curl can be smaller. Yes, something like this. Here of course you'll have to draw behind a little. Right, now next step, we know already, you need to complete like this. So they have turned out a little smaller. It's okay. We are not trying to ensure any kind of a symmetry here. Just go with the flow. Add further auras, as many as you like. And again, I'm going to add further auras. Go with as many as you feel like. Yes, nice flowy tangle. Now let us now embellish our tangle a little more. So what I'm going to do is add a tangle called AQUAFLEUR in one part and add tangles in ZEPPLE in the other. Let's see how does it work out. But before that, I somehow feel it will be a nice idea to aura it so that the two heart shapes. In the first session, I was not actually able to describe this tangle very nicely, and one of my followers very sweetly explained to me that they actually look like interlocked heart shapes, and they do actually. And one of the stroke is actually the fish hook. Yes, and then I kind of realized that yes, I was somehow not able to get those words on the first session, but now I know. Yeah, once you're done with that, now what I'm going to do is add a tangle called AQUAFLEUR. So how does it go? It goes like this. So you have to basically, I'm starting from one point and then raising these strands running from one end to the other. Give a slight hump towards the end. You may or may not give this slight highlight. And probably one more tiny there. Yes, and then I'm going to go further up. So slowly take your time. So right now I'm starting from the same place, but if you want you can change the center, and which means that I start higher up somewhere. And kind of change the center like this. So I've just changed the, kind of shifted the center. You may or may not do it. Yeah. So go ahead and continue in the same fashion, slowly. AQUAFLEUR is a beautiful tangle. Very simple to draw. Somewhere inspired again from, I think, sea, the ocean, sea creatures. I'm turning it in. If you can see, I have turned the complete thing in. Yeah, it looks like rolled in. So that was AQUAFLEUR. Now I'm going to add some random lines and draw the tangle in ZEPPLE. You can draw any number of lines any way. Yes, I think that seems sufficient. Now I'm going to add aura inside each. However, I'm rounding the corners, not going till the ends. Right? So this technique is also called enzeppling, wherein you aura closely the lines but avoid going till the corners. Instead, you round the corners. Like this. Yes. Tangle and ZEPPLE. Can add a line here like this. So that's the first mystical. Let's do exactly the same for the other one. Or if you want, you can make AQUAFLEUR here and enzepple here, whichever way you like it. But adding an aura just highlights your tangle a little more, and that's why I always prefer doing it. However, even if you don't, you can do that while you shade. Right? So I want to alternate, so I'm going to start first with AQUAFLEUR and draw it in exactly the same way. Start with these bands with a slight highlight towards the end, a slight hump or curve at the end. And then continue the same way. Yes, and now if you want to change the center, then shift it up so that you can roll it in. like this. Yeah, done with my AQUAFLEUR, and now starting with those random lines once again. Whichever way you like it, any number. I think that's sufficient. Let's now closely retrace the lines and round the corners. Slowly take your time. And we are done with that. Yes. Now we have the other two left. It's up to you. Either you can do the same exercise or we can do something different. So I'm going to go with something simple here. Add lines with some weight at the end. Something like what we do for SCENA. Like this. Lines with some weight at the end. Just draw a V and color it. Yes, let's do the same on the other side. Going with the flow, the way the shapes are taking me, wherever the shapes are taking me. This looks something like mycelium. Yes, although we didn't intend to draw the tangle, but it's turning out something like that. Interesting. Because we have that small gap in between and those inked spaces, again add some weight wherever there are intersections to highlight, to give that sticky feel. Like this. Again, I will do exactly the same here also. So take your time and do that exercise. Do it at your own pace. Yeah. So I've done both of them in exactly the same way. Add little bit of weight wherever required. And this section I'm just going to add lines like this because I'm going to give it a coiffured feel. So I'm just adding some dividing lines. Like this, as many as you wish to. Yes, again you can add some weight. So I'm only adding simple, slightly curved lines. And we will add a coiffured kind of a look, right? Now I'm going to add an aura all around my mystical. Keep it close. Like this. right? Now in the last session I did mention about the Tangle Diva Dance Rock and Roll. So you can either fill up the rest of the space with that tangle, or it is entirely up to you. You can choose many more tangles. Yes, I'm going to go with Diva Dance. So going to start with a spiral, and as you keep drawing the spiral, keep adding these bold inked sections. Keep the auras close to each other. This is the rock and roll version. So keep adding auras and keep adding these bold inked sections as you aura. Continue in the same fashion. Make sure your auras are close. You don't have to add these humps in every aura. Some of the auras can be plain, like this. Go on, keep rotating your tile. You can have bigger inked sections also. Entirely up to you. How do you want to draw? However, the look varies if the auras are close or if the auras are kind of wide apart, if the humps are small, if the humps are big. So the look varies. However, the basic strokes remain the same. Sorry, yeah. Keep going out of focus. You get lost while drawing. Yeah. So you can fill up the entire space like this, or you can just place a flower on all four sides and probably add something else in the rest of the space. Even that is possible. What say? Let's add a flower first. Yeah. So I'm again starting with the rock and roll version. Go around, aura closely, add those nice humps. Again continue going around. And adding those humps. Keep the auras close, preferably. Again go back, add those bold inked sections. Diva Dance, rock and roll, purely auras and inking and nothing else. You can see how it looks most like a flower, a rose. Right, so I'm going to continue in this fashion. You please take your own time, draw at your own pace, no hurry. Pause the video, take a break if you wish to. And I will do exactly the same on two more sides, yeah, here and here. So I'm still continuing and I'm on the fourth section, drawing the same Tangle Diva Dance rock and roll. As you can see, adding auras, adding those small inked sections in between. And continuing to add further auras. You can extend it as much as you want. Like this. Yes, so we are done with that. Now the rest of the section, I'm just going to add something, a filler tangle. You can either simply go with tipple, add black and then add tipple. Probably that would be a good idea. Yes, let's take a bolder nib. I'm going to ink the space. I feel like doing that. You can use your black brush pen or you can use your pigment. Brush pen is a watercolor base. I would advise using your bolder nib. I am going to be adding tipple here. However, I'm going to do it with my GellyRoll over the black. Yes, so take your time and slowly, nicely ink the rest of the space. This will help you highlight the mystical also, and at the same time add great drama to the tile. Like this. Yes, let's do it for the rest of the sections also. So I'm almost done on the last section, inking. As I mentioned, ink it nicely, take your time. Make sure there are no empty spaces. And that's about it. I think we have inked it nicely, almost. Let's first shade and then we shall see if we want to add other things. We can always go back and do that. So I'm going to start shading my mystical first. So add shade places from where lines are emerging and at the ends here. Right, let's do the same here also. Places from where lines are emerging and at the ends. Coming next to ZEPPLE, I'm going to add at the edges and leave the center white. So shading is a personal choice. You can shade the way you wish to. Same I'm going to do here also. Add shadow at the ends. Like this. Make sure you don't add too much because spaces are small. You want the white highlights also. So take it easy As far as the Divadance is concerned, I'm going to add shadow on one side and highlight the other. Right, so add shadow on one side. Slowly take your time. Shading brings your tile to life. Give it that time. Don't be in a hurry. Yeah. As far as coffering is concerned, you just have to add on this line and blend it on both sides. Just a touch, not much. We don't want too much of graphite there. Spaces are small. Yeah, let's first blend, and if we have to add more, we can always do that. So blend the graphite on the Divadance, bring it to about half. Try to keep the edges a little darker. Like this. Yes. Moving next to our mystical. So blend, but make sure you have the white highlight in between. Like this. Again, blend, but make sure you have some whites in between. It's important. Yes, then comes our AQUAFLEUR. Just slight touch. I'm just blurring, not doing much. Based on the spaces you have to decide how much you want to blend. Yes, coming to our mystical here. Yeah, right. Now coming to our coffering. So you just have to blur the graphite and make sure you have this highlights in between. Like this. Yeah, so it gives kind of a folded, ruffled look. Take your time. Spaces are small, blend little, don't blend too much. As I mentioned, coffering requires that white space in between. Yeah. Now comes the time for chalk. So we already have highlight here. If you want, you can run your chalk a little over the highlight that's already there on your AQUAFLEUR. You can run your chalk inside here. You can run your chalk here on the other half. Use a different blending stuff, or you can use your fingers or an earbud, Q-tip, whatever is readily available. Yeah, and you can add, although it's already white, if you wish you can highlight it a little more, although I don't see a need. It's okay, you can do that. Now comes our GellyRoll. Yes, so these bold black portions, I'm going to deck it up with my GellyRoll. Starting with bigger orbs, I'm going to switch to my 10 and add dots like these. So the first layer was a little bigger, and as you can see, the second layer is a little smaller, and then you can add very fine dots like these. Yes, so that's what I'm going to do. First add some bigger dots, puffs or tipple, whatever you want to call it. Then add a little finer dot, and then very fine ones. So take your time, this is going to take a little while. You have some nice bold black spaces. Make sure your first layer is a little bigger. Like this. Then comes the second layer. You can add 4 or 5 layers, whichever way you like it. Then probably a third layer. And then very fine dots, just touching the tile very lightly with the tip of my pen. Yes, looks nice. And I'm done with that exercise. Your GellyRoll can also be used to add fine dots on places where you have added your chalk, just to re-emphasize your highlights a little more. Make sure you don't put your hands immediately after using it. Takes a little while to dry up. And that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else. If you want to revisit some of the lines, then you can revisit these lines, although it's optional. may or may not do. After you have shaded everything, it's always a good idea to revisit some of the lines which may have gone hazy. So that's what I'm doing here. And I don't think we need to do anything else. That's our tile for today. Put in your chop somewhere sitting cozily. Sign and date your tile always. Put in a comment if you wish to. I shall see you again with few more sessions on the same tangle, mystical. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.